Says yo, what up, people? Okay, we just left Instagram and now we are live. I think we're on YouTube and on Facebook right now. We chilling. I think we were just wanted to check in on everybody. It's been a long time since we posted. The last episode dropped like 6 months ago, so that was a fun plan that we had of posting all the time. And life happens. Work, life, a pandemic. Mental health, peace, clarity, sanity, all those things trying to find themselves into our lives. So, biggest thing that's happened, we got married. So that was amazing. That's the biggest thing that's happened since the Vulnerability Tour. I think, me and Jen have been going back and forth for a couple of days, weeks now, just like, dude, like we got to get out there. Like we gotta start again. And so, I was mentioning on the Instagram that we were trying to tell people to jump over here, just kind of how crazy the last couple of months have been. And one of the things was that, my car had got broken into and they stole, my microphones that we use for the podcast. They stole my laptop. They stole a bunch of my gear. So luckily, like I was just sharing, I had a huge blessing from one of my clients and one of my clients' clients who we were actually shooting the video for, and both of them pitched in and gave us cash to replace the stuff that we had stolen. So it was great. But all that being said, it kind of just took a hit. I mean, like we moved twice since we started this, or twice? Yeah, once for sure.
No.
Twice? Yeah, twice. We moved twice since we started this, so it's been a crazy whirlwind of emotions. But honestly, I'm just feeling like we need to check back in with our people. Whether it's 3 right now, which we got 3 solid loyal folks on
Really?
right now. Yeah, that's pretty close. It doesn't matter if it's 3 or 3,000. We're gonna show up. We're gonna just talk and connect with you guys. So without further ado, my wife Jennifer. Oh wait, hold on.
What am I supposed to say now?
I have no idea. We can chat about whatever.
So that's awesome that you can see 3 humans on your end, because I can't see.
It's 5 now. We just stepped our game.
So can I also see who comments?
Yeah, once they comment, I think I'll have to approve. If you're one of those 4 or 5 people, can you just comment so we can see if this works? If not, I will comment as another profile to make it seem. Okay, hold up. Check me out.
Oh, yay!
Love you.
That's so cool.
Look, we got folks.
Hey, Mina.
What's up? Awesome.
Okay,
Thank you, guys.
That's awesome.
Isn't that
By
cool?
the way, full transparency, this is our first time using StreamYard, which is the platform that we're using right now to go live. And after we're live, this is going to automatically save to our YouTube channel. So it's going to be a new episode.
And it saves me a bunch of time to editing, which is my favorite part. So we can put more stuff out more frequently because we don't have to be like editing and putting the music in and the blah, blah, blah. I'm sure as we get more familiar with this, it's going to get better. But for now, it is what it is, and we happy with it. So, Jen, I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay, great. So I have been wanting to talk about so many things. I've been telling Rafa over and over, man, I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to share. I'm ready to express. I'm ready to externalize, to let out, to share. It's been a lot. It's been a lot happening in the world, and also I think in our little worlds, right? And I'm not just speaking for myself, for anyone who may be speaking, who may be listening, I'm sure that you can resonate with. Yeah, there's been a lot of shit happening within us, around us, and mental health, I think, has been suffering a lot.
Hmm.
The overall mental health of the world, right? Especially of this nation, with everything that has just happened. But I don't know, a part of me also doesn't want to make this all somber either.
That's true.
Like,
Here's what I was gonna say.
go there, but I also don't want to make it so somber either, because I actually just felt my energy shift.
Well, here's what I was gonna say. Look at the space that you're in right now. This is a result of you feeling somber and feeling like you wanted to change it. So maybe you can talk about like your environment and how you switched that up. I mean, even like we were working like on a couch and then we switch up our spaces. So maybe why don't you share how you hacked your space so that you can feel something different?
Yeah, so I've been dreaming of a meditation slash yoga slash prayer room slash energy room for a long time. And we moved this summer temporarily, but it's actually not really temporarily anymore. We're going to be here for a while. And I decided to create a safe space in the house by putting in all the things to make the room vibrate high. So lights, dream catcher, fake plants, because if they're real plants, they might die. Crystals, pillows, rugs. I have a beautiful Himalayan, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, salt lamp over here.
Sounds good to me.
And the energy that this thing provides it's actually really incredible, especially because obviously there's a light inside and that's creating more energy around the salt to bring in amazing, beautiful, cleansing energy to this room. And it's really powerful. And then I have all my crystals everywhere. I have a hand too. I've been exploring. I've been exploring a lot.
You dyed your hair.
Oh yes, my hair's purple. I mean, it's nighttime right now, but yeah, my hair is purple. I've been exploring, experimenting, tapping into that part of myself that honestly I don't even know. But here she is, and I welcome her, whoever that person is. But yeah, I decided to create this safe space, this meditation room in our home. And it's been, I think, serving us in such a positive way for both of us. This is not a room for me. I think actually everyone who steps in here, I have slick invited.
Everybody loves the vibe. Like literally every single person that goes in there is like, it's honestly, and she burns incense in there, and like you go
there's incense burning right now.
It's all like Zen like, you feel like you're on a vibe when you walk in there, which is pretty cool. But I think honestly, you know, this wouldn't be the vulnerability tour if we didn't talk about like why you ended up making that space. Like I think something that's important that we've talked about multiple times, and maybe we even talked about in one of the episodes, just like how we were living our life before COVID happened. And I think that like for me, like right before COVID happened, like I was kind of like on a high. Like I was like, business was going well, like I was feeling good. You know, like things were starting to like turn around, and like there was some good momentum going. 2020 had just started. It was like, let's go. Like 2020 is about to be lit. And I think you, on the other hand, you were like, you had like been past that, and you were like overwhelmed with work, and you had grad school, and you had like
I was going through it.
Yeah, you were going through it heavy. So you know, it was great that, you know, I mean, not great that we have a global pandemic, but the positive side of this forcing us to slow down actually helped a lot with just kind of figure out like what stuff was important to us and to you. And I remember like right at the beginning, we were like, dude, I was never doing yoga. And we were like, dude, let's do some yoga. We were like doing yogas in the morning. We were doing a quick little meditation. And just like, honestly, last week, we just started it again. Like, hey, like, let's get back into the routine, because the crazy thing was like when COVID happened, it was like, and then like slowly but surely and the work came back, you know, it just like reclaimed its time right back. So I feel like this balance that we're all trying to search for right now is exactly that. Like it's trying to figure the balance out, you know? And that's something that I think that room has permitted us. And even like how we were working before, we were just like, we didn't even have designated spaces, you know, like then we decided, hey, like we need an area to work and an area to relax and an area to eat and an area to meditate and an area to sleep. And they need to be all separate areas, because if not, then I'm sleeping where I'm working and I'm eating where I'm living and I'm meditating where I'm working. And it's like, it's confusing for the mind to figure out, like,
And the body.
and the body, yeah, like to figure out what the space is, you know, like
Physically taking yourself and putting your physical body in different areas of your home creates an energy shift in your body, and I don't think we even realize that.
Yo, people, there's 9 people live. Thank you all for coming in. Hope you guys are doing good. Leave a comment, like how you guys been, what's been going on, y'all chilling? We can just talk to 10 of us. I'm cool with that. How have you been? How things going? Have you been struggling? Have you been killing it? Tell us what's going on that's good, what's going on that's bad. We're trying to hear it. If you don't want to share, that's cool too. We can just hang out.
This is definitely a safe space. I know that, you know, it's online, but us as the host, I think our heart's intentions is to create a safe space for people to be vulnerable along with us. I think that there can be a lot of fear that can come with being vulnerable. However, once you get to the other side, man, isn't beautiful.
What was it we were just looking at the other day? That was it yesterday? I don't remember what we were talking about, but it was like when you actually express the things that you feel like are what Abraham Hicks was saying that yesterday. We were listening to that audio and she was saying something like when you express what you're feeling that you think no one else is feeling, you end up connecting with all the people who also feel that thing, you know? So we feel like our sense of ego is so big that we think we're the only ones experiencing those problems, but like legitimately, like so many people are also experiencing that.
You know what that's called? That's called commonality. So that's when people, when someone shares, oh man, I've been going through this and that, boom, someone else feels that, resonates with that, feels that story. They're probably going through the same thing, commonality. That creates unification. It moves mountains for people, because I think the most powerful thing in that is that you don't feel alone.
Well, that's why I tell stories. Like, that's why they say stories are so powerful, because you see, it's just like a good ass movie, you know, like a movie that moves you really well is a movie that you can identify with. Like, yo, like I resonate with what happened to this girl in that movie because like that happened to me, you know? And like, you see how, you know, something that you get enveloped in a story and it almost becomes like you're living out your own story through that person, you know, and you don't even realize it till the end. And then, you know, like that's why they say stories are so powerful, because they help you really like connect and identify yourself with what's happening and understand you're not the only one going through it. I feel like the people who are killing it right now in the story game are the people who are communicating what we're feeling. Like, we were just watching This Is Us the other day, and that premiere that came out about COVID, and like, it's so crazy, like how they hit it on the nail. Like, what is everybody feeling? Like, we're all watching TV, like looking at the news, like what the hell's going on with the world? This thing's burning. We're all like asking like, hey, you want to hang out with your friends? It's like, yo, do we got to wear a mask, or like what's going on? You know, like all those little nuances, you find yourself in that story. So I think it's awesome. Nobody's commenting, so it's all good, bro. We hope y'all are doing good. We just want to send some good juju through the and send some good vibes.
Send it my way too.
What do you, honestly, we didn't even come into this with an agenda, which is, I feel, is the best way to do this. I think that I get inspired by podcasts that are not so scripted, because like you never know where it's going to end up, which I feel like is super dope. But I'm also married to you and I know like a lot about your life. So maybe you should throw out a question or something. Oh, that's such a good idea. Maybe we should come up with some questions.
I think questions would be awesome, or we can gather questions from
Like user submitted question. Can you guys ask
from
us
the
a question?
public.
Can you guys ask us a question? Recommend some podcasts. Okay, Jen, you got any?
Rafa, you got all that.
All right, so I don't know what you're into because like I feel like when people ask, do you have some podcasts? They want like motivational podcasts. Hold up, let me throw this up because I feel fancy when I do this. Okay.
Yo, I thought that the system did that. You're doing that?
Oh, hold on, watch this.
Wow.
I like that. Okay, to answer your question, recommend some podcasts. So back to what I was saying. I feel like most people when they ask that, they want like the self-help podcasts. So if that's what you want, I'll tell you what I used to listen to because Slick, I don't really listen to those podcasts that much anymore. I feel like I have
just be real, babe. What podcast do you recommend? Doesn't matter what people want. What do you
I
recommend?
was about to go there. Dang. Okay. Jennifer just wants the juice. Okay, I'll just go straight to the juice. All right. So I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast because I dig that podcast. I think it's so good. I love the way that he interviews people. I think it's so fresh, and obviously he's killing it in the game right now. I also have recently got into like MMA, but like I'm so terrified of fighting, but it's cool. And I feel manly when I watch it, and I feel like it's awesome because like they have so much courage to step in there and like literally risk their lives, which I think is dope. Yeah, so I've been listening to that. She said, "LOL." I've been listening to a lot of those episodes, especially around like election related stuff because I just feel like that's the hot topic right now. Obviously, politics are like no matter what end of the extreme, it's like a freaking roller coaster. So yeah, okay, hold on. We got another comment here. I discovered that finding different areas in my home now. What do you think? Was she talking about what we were talking about before, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the spaces
honestly, if I don't know if I heard this somewhere or if this message came to me, but if you open up your front door and you sit on the ground, you sit on the floor, you view your home in a completely different light, literally a different perspective. You're sitting down on the floor, observing your house from an angle that you've never seen before. And I think that now, especially more than ever, our homes need to have some sort of safety, if possible, right? Unfortunately, a lot of people right now don't have that privilege to have safe spaces in there. But if you do, it's the biggest blessing that you can create for yourself right now.
Yeah, I even think
I didn't know I needed that break until COVID happened. Definitely one positive. Yes.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is like, luckily the spaces that we have, like in this house, like we have doors on them too. You know, so like it's also like there's times where I notice like you're in there, and even though you tell me like, hey, you can come in or whatever, like it's also like a physical boundary that's like, yo, I'm in this space, like I'm taking up this space, like I need this space right now. Unless you invite me, like I'm just gonna by default pretend that you want that space, you know, because like when I'm in my office, you know, I'm kind of operating under that same assumption, like, hey, like I'm in here and I'm working when I'm in here, and like this space is for working. So if you want to talk to me, shoot me a text and get me out of this space so I can leave this space. Hold on. So thanks, Jennifer. Jennifer JN. Is that your last name? That's an awesome 2-letter last name, or maybe that's just your initial. Destiny Lee, my year has been wild thus far, positives and negatives. I'm really trying to center myself on the regular to stay grounded. How do y'all feel like this year has pushed you closer to finding your true self? Ooh, Destiny with the fire questions. I love that.
Destiny.
Go ahead. I love your name too, by the way. Go ahead, Jennifer. You got it.
Oh, man. How do y'all feel this year has pushed you closer to finding your true self? You know what? It's pushed me to my breaking point. It has led me to on the ground crying, bawling, physical pain, emotional pain, breaking, right? Like just broken. But without that brokenness, I don't have that, I guess, drive, in a way, anger, that kind of energy to propel me to figure out, well, what is it? What is it that you need, that your true self? And by true self, what I read is my higher self. So I've been learning a lot on how to live my life with my higher self on. And for those who are not familiar with the term higher self, essentially higher self means and implies that it is the version of you that does not carry an ego. And I have been working and leaning towards, how do I find that higher self? By doing a lot of things, honestly. I think that this year has pushed me literally to my breaking point, to the point where I have had to force myself out of it. However, I will say, going through those motions, going through that pain, going through those, and babe, feel free to jump in here, because this is a you and me kind of thing, not just like a Jen show. This is a Rafa and Jen with the vulnerability tour.
I married you. I'm hearing your voice.
So feel free to please jump in so we can make this a conversation.
Well, hold on. What I was going to say also is, just to piggyback on what you're saying, I cut you off trying to tell me to cut you off. So I'm going to cut you off now. No, what I was going to say is, you, like, to answer this question also, like, you're talking a lot about like the breaking points that has gotten you, and kind of like it broke you down to help you kind of like rebuild yourself. But also I feel like one of the major shifts that's happened to you this year to find your true self is really taking care of yourself. You know, it's like putting yourself.
Well, my body has forced me to take care of myself.
Exactly. So like, I was even thinking like, I mean, literally in the last 2 months, you know, one thing that Jennifer's been telling me like a lot is I need to invest in my health. Like, I need to invest in like in me, you know, like in like what, I mean, dude, we got 6 like giant gallons of spring water from the North Georgia mountains, because Jennifer read that somewhere, someplace or something like that, the water is like much better because it comes from a spring or whatever, and it's better for your body to nourish you and blah, blah, blah.
Hold on, let me correct that right quick. Hold on. Apparently the hydration that us as humans, we're exposed to and we're aware of and we're used to, and that we purchase and invest and drink and consume, the hydration is actually not hydrating our bodies. And when I found that out, I thought that was absolutely crazy. I said, no, I would much rather invest in something and consume something all the time, because I drink hella water, that's going to benefit my body. It needs to have some minerals. It needs to have substance. It needs to have something that's going to hydrate my body, actually hydrate my body and nourish my body and my brain. So I'm so glad that you brought that up, because I feel like life has definitely unfolded and kind of spit out certain things that I needed to be awake to. But I was not awoke. I was not woke to that before breaking.
Amen, sister. Okay, I think to answer that question myself, how do I think it's pushed me to closer to finding your true self? I mean, I feel like there's been a lot of like up and down battles. Oh, Jen, you disappeared. Bye. There's been a lot of up and down battles, I think, personally. I don't really know anyone that hasn't gone through that, unless they just totally ignored that there's like a pandemic happening. But I feel like it's helped me grow a lot, because I feel like I'm a really introspective person, like to the point where I am like over analytical about things. So I get in my head a lot. So what I've really been trying to practice is like being more still and being more present. And one of those things that is really been important to me just like recently is trying to have a better relationship with time. I think like as an entrepreneur, and both of us are entrepreneurs, and I think both of us struggle with this, honestly, is like our relationship with time. And waking up and feeling like we got to go, we got so many things to do, and it's like we don't even enjoy the moments because like we're just checking things off the list. Like, okay, did I email this person? Did I send that invoice? Did I follow up with this person? Is my team doing what, like, you know, like it's like boom, 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 and it's like always like a list of things. So I really had to, in the morning, what we try to do is we wake up and eat breakfast. We do 20 minutes of yoga, a 10-minute meditation, and 10 minutes of nothing. And that 10 minutes of nothing is specifically designed for us to not feel like, okay, once I'm done with my 10-minute meditation, then I got to start my day and I got to pick up my thing and I got to start moving. Like, it's really to like kind of slow us down. And for me, that's been like super clutch because when I start my day, I feel like, okay, like I decide when I start my day, like not my tasks are telling me when to start my day. So I feel like that's helped me a lot, you know, even in the last like week or so. And like the days that I haven't done it, like I notice it's a big difference. We got another question. Do you want to see it or should we keep talking?
I think that it's important to, I don't know, hold on just 1 second. What you just mentioned about the routine, the morning routine, we just started it. We are testing the waters, I feel. Honestly, I feel that it's difficult for me to proudly say, oh, well, this is our morning routine and this is what we've been doing because it's been a little inconsistent and we just started a week ago. But that's my perfectionism coming out. That's the ego coming out telling me, well, actually, you haven't been doing it every day. But the days that we have been, it's been amazing. It's been an energy shifter. And mind you, I am not a routine person at all in the slightest. I hate routine. I don't like mornings. I don't like routine. But the fact that I don't have to wake up to an alarm, for example, and it's a beautiful husband telling me, okay, we have to go do, you know, our morning routine. You don't even say anything. I just know what's up, right?
Get up out the bed, baby. Come on.
That is a whole different kind of a system than a freaking phone that is going off, annoying you when you're just like, dude, I just want to sleep. So that's been a game changer for me in my energy. Babe, I texted you, by the way.
I saw it.
Okay.
Thank you. Do you want to answer the next question?
Yeah.
Okay. So Destiny, she's been killing it so far. So we're just going to have her jump back on here. I'll let you read it.
Have you felt the need to explain to others, family, friends, the changes you needed to make to heal and prosper? Man.
Honestly, I feel like I can do better at that, to be honest.
The reason why I pause is because I'm literally going through that right now. I just got together with a group of friends on Saturday to celebrate the election, the winner. And I felt the need, my body was telling me, hey, you need to tell these people what's been going on with you. You need to tell people the healing journey that you're going through right now. And that takes a lot of courage to say that to people. So I think that when my body has notified me and nudged me, hey, this is a space where you can say something. That's when I go there. I love this question because I feel like the universe has kind of asked me that, because now that I think about it, I just opened up to my family too. When was it, Rafa, that I told you that yesterday?
Was it yesterday? Yeah, I literally think it was yesterday.
Yesterday, I opened up to my family and I was like, oh, this has been sitting on me, weighing me heavy, blah, 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 blah. And again, I felt my body was nudging me. It's like something right here. Like someone's just like, come on, you have to talk, explain, externalize. And I haven't regretted it. And it's happened this weekend where I just started. expressing to people around me what it is that I'm going through. And what I'm going through, by the way, is a very intense healing journey. And I look fine right now, but it's been a lot of crying. It's been a lot of uncomfortable sensations and really weird emotions coming up. And I think it's important to say that, to talk about it where you feel your body is physically safe. I don't think I would feel the need to explain to others what I'm going through, if I'm healing or prospering, if I felt it wasn't a safe space for me. There's no reason for me, I think, to go there.
Amen. How do you feel after you shared it with them?
Relieved, less alone, community, family, you know.
Support. I mean, when you got back yesterday, was it yesterday? Whenever you came back, maybe it was yesterday. And I remember asking you, like, you said it felt good because you were actually expecting them to have a different response. So I think that's something super powerful too, because I feel like a lot of times we don't share because we assume that we know what their response is going to be or how they're going to take it. And a lot of times I feel like we actually, when we're open in that kind of way, we actually open the door of like, yo, like I'm being transparent and vulnerable, you know, and that like also unlocks something in those other people to say like, hey, like this is someone opening their heart, you know, this is someone who's like trying to share what's going on with them, and not necessarily, and this isn't everybody, right? I'm sure there's a situation where you share it with somebody and they just like throw it back at you, right? And that's a lesson in it of itself, right? But I feel like the lesson that you got was, you know, hey, like I feel like when I share these things with my family, you know, I feel like maybe it's not always the safe space, but look at you and look at them, like how far you guys have come. Because I even know that just mental health in general in your family was like not a huge thing. And you're like the biggest advocate. You're going to be a doctor in psychology one day, right? So like this is something that has taken its time to get your family like to this point to even be open about this conversation. Actually, during COVID, we took a family trip. Well, it is a family trip now officially, but I was just a fiance at that point. But her family actually invited me to go like with them, and she's got 2 brothers and obviously her mom and her dad, and they invited us to go on the trip. And I remember one of the coolest parts of the trip was there was this game that we were playing, and it was like some game that like made you ask like difficult questions. And
you remember why you played that game? Because I have a stack of cards for my therapy session.
That's what it was. Yeah, there's like this game that she plays in therapy, so she low key was like experimenting on us. And I remember Chris, he pulled one out, and I don't remember what his was, but he was like,
"What's Chris is my little brother who's 16."
Yeah, sorry.
Is he 16? Yeah, he's about to turn 16.
So he starts sharing, you know, just like a past trauma that he experienced with your family, you know, and they took that and like it was like kind of beautiful because they didn't know that it was something that he was dealing with, like that had happened like years before, like very long time before, like, and it was like still something that like was kind of bothering him to this day, you know, and like he had the opportunity to share that, and to think that game would have never happened if you weren't in this field, right? Like the openness to that conversation wouldn't have happened if you weren't in this field. And it's not like it's your responsibility or it's because of you that happened. It's just like, look how life ended up teaching your family and helping you guys like heal through that. Because then like ultimately like your dad, your mom, your mom and your brother, your other brother, Andy, you know, he was like, they were like, dude, like, I didn't even know that you were feeling like that. And like, I apologize and I'm sorry. And I feel like your brother in that moment actually really got to heal. Like, and I felt like, you know, like, I felt like he was like, at one point he wanted to like he was like enraged, you know, and then like towards the end of it, he felt like empowered almost, you know, like he felt good, like, damn, I'm glad like I spoke up. And I was super proud of him, you know, like he's a young kid, you know, to talk about that kind of stuff is tough, you know, like especially at that age, like 15 years old. But like I feel like the kids of this generation now, like they're exposed to so much more like content and like different influences. Yeah, there's some good, yeah, there's some bad, but like his like ability to comprehend that conversation and already be able to process his feelings and share that with them and share why it was affecting him in that way. Not just like, oh, I feel bad about this. Like, no, I feel bad about this because of this. And when you said this, it made me feel this. And, you know, like it got like super, like he got so specific that it was like, this is the problem, right? So like, what are we going to do about this problem? And ultimately that, you know, your dad, you know, he kind of like backed up what he had said. And he was like, no, but this is what I was trying to do. Right. So then you see kind of the intent behind it, whether that was like actually executed or not is something else. But, you know, it gave even him, you know, your dad, you know, another perspective, and your brother another perspective, like, yo, this is what my dad was actually trying to help me do. Like he was trying to help me overcome a fear, not knowing that he was heightening a fear, right? So that's just like one example, but I love that your family has like got, you know, put onto that, because I feel like that's going to only serve you and have like more healing, you know? Yes, I feel that. My fam hasn't always been receptive of the changes I need to make, but I definitely feel a release to share at times in an effort to break generational trauma. I totally feel that. Yeah, I totally feel that. I feel you, girl.
I think that it's also important to mention that it's also beyond a safe space when it comes to sharing what you are healing and growing through and how you're transforming. It's also what you need to let go of during that time, and the importance of having those conversations with those people, with those situations, with that community. That can look like, I'm healing right now, I'm going through a transformation, and something in me is telling me, you're not a part of this. I can't take you with me. And I believe that it's essentially a way to protect yourself, your energy, your transformation, your healing, when you have to have that courage to voice out what it is that you're going through and to with people that maybe don't belong on the other side. And it's not for them to take personal.
Dude, I was literally going to say that. So one of my favorite books is The Four Agreements, and I cracked it open again today and actually yesterday. And I've just kind of like been flipping through it. And I feel like the taking things personally is like such a huge part of my life. Like me personally, like I have to get like better at that. And I was reading the chapter today, and it's literally the whole thing. It's like, there's a certain poison that people try to transfer onto us when they say certain things about, you know, the things like what we're doing with our decisions, right? And it was like, you know, the whole concept of the Four Agreements is like, negative things only attach onto you if you agree that they should be attached to you, right? So like not taking things personal. If somebody critiques you, like you shouldn't take that personal, because that's just an outward reflection of what's happening inside of them.
It has nothing to do with you.
It doesn't have anything to do with you,
because
right?
You know what? Even the book explains that the next day, if you see the same person and happen, they just got a $2,000 bonus at work. Do you think they're gonna come out and tell you that thing that they said yesterday? No, absolutely not. They're feeling different internally, hence outwardly what's going to be reflected, what's going to be externalized, has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the person. That's mind blowing.
So like in that specific situation with what Destiny was saying, of like her feeling like, you know, maybe people aren't always receptive, like especially if it's a generational thing, mind you, I'm no expert, but sometimes when you're the only voice in the room that has a certain thought, like you're going to be alienated, right? Because like people don't understand that new thought because that thought has never been allowed to be like a cool thought to have, you know, and like, and
Or it's been such a hush hush. Don't talk about it.
taboo. Yeah, it could be taboo also.
No, imagine, like she mentioned, right? The generational trauma that she's trying to break. I'm sorry if you say that to people maybe in your family that are older. I feel like this generation is becoming more aware of what this means and how this impacts us. When before it probably was very hush hush. No, we're just not going to talk about that. Like, yeah, that happened. Yeah, that's a part of our family. Yeah, that's a thing, but we're not going to talk about it. No, fuck that. I'm here to talk about it. We need to talk about it.
I feel like that's a great thing. Like we should talk about that at some point. Like just do a whole episode just on generational trauma. Like what are people like trying to overcome? Because everybody has it, right? Like I think it's impossible not to have it. You know, like at some point, you know, you try to break it, right? But whether you break, you know, one that significantly means a lot in your life, there's other ones that you don't even realize you're picking up, right? It's just like your everyday habits, you know, and I feel like that's kind of the journey of life to try and figure those things out, you know. I think like I don't know who I said it the other day too, but I feel like life and like being an adult is not really about learning new stuff. It's about like unlearning stuff that you've been taught, you know, like stuff like, and whether it's your parents or it's your colleagues or it's your friends or it's your school or it's just like what you see on TV, like, you know, like it's her society, you know, there's so many parts that we don't realize like we're being like hoodwinked, you know, we don't even realize, you know, and so I commend you for that, breaking that those generational chains, because that's no easy task. I can relate. I think Jennifer can relate. I think all young people, sons of immigrants, can relate. You know, sons and daughters of immigrants can relate, and just in general, like it's something that I think a lot of people experience. So good for you. Keep fighting.
Yes, that
I
takes
can't wait.
so much courage.
I can't wait to hear in the future episode how you did it, and then you can teach us
how it set you free.
Yeah,
how it set your children free. You know what I mean? Yes.
Awesome. Anybody else? Yo, how you guys been feeling? What's been going on with you guys? I mean, maybe like even if you guys have like some suggestions of stuff we should talk about, like it doesn't have to be today, but just like in the future, like what's some stuff that you guys should, I mean, hopefully it's not the election, but if it is, I guess we can. I feel like I've gotten so much like election stuff, like on social media, you can't like not scroll without seeing like something. And it disturbs my peace. So I try to give it a healthy dose. But
which is why you should probably take breaks when you're feeling that it's draining your energy. Not trying to tell you what to do on live, but
I was literally gonna say yes. I was literally gonna say yes, ma'am. I was like, yes, ma'am, I will. I gotta do better at it. I mean, dude, that's the whole point of I feel like this thing. Like I feel like I'm gonna learn more than people are gonna learn from me. Like I'm just a monkey, you know, like I'm just like trying to figure out how life works, you know. So I'm open, yeah. And I feel like you're also a pro in that world, you know. Obviously you're dealing with your own stuff too, but like you have like a scholastic perspective, you know, like, you know, like, hey, this is like things that are proven to work, you know, and here's some like actionable items that you can take. And so like I always appreciate those because I don't know crap about that. I'm over here trying to figure out like how to do stuff, you know. So
well, thank you for that, because you know, imposter syndrome is actually really real.
Well, you're not imposter.
Thank you. I mean, I just feel that I don't know if I'll ever become the pro or the expert in anything. I don't know if I really believe in that. I feel like there's so much to learn. There's so much to know. There's so many stories to listen to. Because even if I read books, right? If I go to school, I get that master's, I get that PhD, I get this course, I get that certification. At the end of the day, what makes human humans and learning from humans, how they function, how they work, what works, what doesn't, is actually hearing from humans.
Yep.
It's actually talking to them. It's actually going through experiences with them, hearing their experiences, because a textbook is not going to teach me that.
Amen. All right. I want to take a quick poll. We got 11 people, and appreciate all 11 of y'all. I hope y'all's life stays amazing. And all the people that ignored it, I hope y'all's life is amazing. Even though y'all never hear this, it's fine. I don't care. For the 11 that are here, though, how often do you guys think that we should be doing these? Like once a week, like more, less? How long do you, Jen, how often do you think we should do this?
I think the world needs a lot of vulnerability and spaces like these. So this is for the people. It's not about me. It's not like when I feel like it, because a lot of days I'm probably not going to feel like getting in front of a camera and talking to humans. But you know what? It's essentially not about me. Before I got on here, I just asked God to speak through me, because it's not even about me. It's not about, I don't know. I just feel like the impact of this is a lot bigger than what we're seeing. So for me, honestly, I would probably do it as often as possible. Do one of these once a week. Or
I'm digging this, man. We might as well just do this every day after we eat dinner. We might as well just hop up on this thing and just.
No, after I do yoga, I can do this.
Oh, okay.
My mind is on a whole nother level after practicing. I don't mind that at all. After we both do yoga and shit.
Well, we're gonna come in here like we're gonna be like, namaste, welcome to the podcast. We're happy to serve.
But I do feel that we should keep it at a limited time, I guess, in a way, because I want it to be good, short, juicy, to the point, not, I don't know.
But the people love us. Are we supposed to abandon them? I'm just kidding. Okay, no one's commenting. I appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Hope y'all stay safe. These times are crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on. Make sure you protect your space and protect your head and protect your yo, what did you just grab? Because it looked like your eyes crossed.
I grabbed a little pillow furry thing.
So I don't know. What do you think? I mean, we're 47 minutes deep in this, and I felt like we did that. We did that.
Wow, yeah. That's amazing.
I know. Any last thoughts from any of our millions of 8 followers? All 9 of y'all, all 9 of you. If there's anything that you guys want us to chat about, drop a comment, and we'll try and hop on it.
Also, I do want to say that if some people, if they put a comment, maybe some people don't always want it to be, put out to the world. Like maybe it can be anonymous. Because not everyone wants to put their stuff out there, which I want to completely respect.
That's fair. I'm just getting used to this feature, and I feel like a famous CNN reporter or something when I can just be like, bam, and turn it off. Oh, my cousin, Julieta. I love you. That's my cuz. She's showing love. She's in Colombia. She's like the world's greatest journalist, killing it in Colombia. She's actually working with the presidente, so she's big baller, shot caller. Love you. Oh, another thing I was gonna say, I like this idea. Okay, we got a couple more people listening now. We got 14. We're at an all-time high for this episode of the podcast. What I was gonna say is, what would be cool, because we're using this new platform, is that we can drop a link and people can just jump in. Like, I'd be so down for that. Like the invite link, and just have people like, yo, if you want to share, like, just hop in. Like, that would be dope. I don't feel like anybody's doing that too. Like, that'd be so cool.
Oh yes, I want to welcome all of that. But this is,
if they want it.
No, well, yes, but also most importantly, I feel like we have to be careful also. I mean, there has to be like, some boundaries or rules. Like people cannot come up and like, take off their top or something. Like there has to be some sort of structure. I feel, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm running groups for counseling right now for teenagers, and we have to make sure that things are talked about before we all just jump on a Zoom. You know what I mean? I don't even know if you're listening to me, Rafa.
I am. I'm hearing you. You don't want someone to jump on here and start cussing or say like, I don't know. I was gonna say it, but then I would
Dude,
be
what
like,
if someone hops up and they're just like,
penis.
Trump is the best person on this planet? That would be a problem. I mean, it wouldn't be. I mean, yeah, I don't. You know what I'm talking about?
You just had to go there. Charlie, yo, I love you, bro. Charlie's good vibes.
We're trying with the positivity. No, actually, we're not trying. We're doing it.
Yeah, we are doing that. We're doing that thing. Honestly, it's been like a rough couple of days for me personally. I even think maybe even for Jen. I don't want to maybe speak for you, but it's been good. I feel good about this. I feel like rejuvenated. I feel like God needed me to think that I was trying to help y'all, but really I'm trying to help myself. So thank you.
Yes.
What else? Yo, I mean, I feel good. I mean, it works.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, honestly, I do miss being next to you, and I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool the setup that we had, which was I felt like I was having a conversation with you. When right now this seems like we're in a Zoom meeting.
All right. Well, what do the people think? You think the people prefer how it is, or not? They hate it because they didn't say anything. So I guess we got to go back to what we were doing before. I think we're good.
I think that it could work. If we both just have a conversation with each other and go live like we did.
Honestly, I kind of like this. I feel like it's kind of cool. Like I like not talking over each other, which I feel like we did a lot in the last one because like we're right next to each other and we just like always cut each other off, you know? So I don't know. I think it's cool. I kind of like it.
Well, I guess we're going to have a conversation.
We're going to have to rock, paper, scissors for it. Hey,
right, we're going to have to come up with something.
Before we go, can you please show the people your meditating dog back there? Because I feel like that's a vibe.
My meditating what?
Your meditating dog back there in the background.
Oh, yes.
My dad said, can you start it over? I just joined.
Oh.
So Dad, I love you, but this is actually live. So once this is over, I'm pretty sure you can rewind it and hear it from the beginning. I love you though.
Hi, Dad.
Okay. So what should we do? Should we do it together or apart? We got one vote for alternate it, and we got another vote for alternate it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well,
awesome. Well, so it looks like we have to alternate it. Yeah. Well, it looks like the decision is made. We will alternate it.
This is the response to that. I'm just going to meditate on it.
Yum. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. We're 53 minutes in.
Yeah.
How you feeling? You want to wrap us up?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and say goodnight.
Okay. Well, good night. Bye.
Good night, everyone. I'm so excited to feel that we're starting this again. I hope that we can continue. And man, I hope that this brings a lot of positivity, joy, commonality, reality, realness, courage to a lot of people. We're here to show up as we are. I just came from yoga class. I got to take a shower. Just
leave it at that.
But we felt that okay, hey, we want to do an episode right now, so we're gonna go for it. But you know, I'm human. I'm gonna show up with my emotions, without emotion. I mean, whatever my human body is bringing to the environment, I'm gonna bring it. And I hope that we can. What's the word I'm looking for? I hope that we can attract that and allow you guys to feel that way with us, especially now that we're virtual. And that's it.
All right. Charlie says that we need to send him an invite specifically to him next time you drop this. I'll try my best.
Okay.
I think we're learning even how to launch this. We were like, how do we do this? Because we just found out that StreamYard doesn't go directly to Instagram. So we jumped on.
We're learning as we go.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out at some point. But thanks for everybody for tuning in. Happy Monday. There's 15 minutes left of Monday. Enjoy it. Go to sleep. Get some sleep. Catch y'all later. Much love. Peace.
The Vulnerability Tour.
Cue the music.
Is that how it went?
I don't know.
It.
All right, y'all. Peace.